Hello and welcome to the United Stand, the most inclusive football channel on YouTube, and it is the most inclusive show on YouTube for Manchester United fans tonight because it will be Skype Goldbridge, my favourite show of the week at the moment. So I want to, and a really important show as well, because as you'll know, I always recap the day's news and give you a few hints, but you may have your own things you want to talk about, and I really want to see what your opinions are on this tonight. Jose Mourinho reported to be furious with Ed Woodward. He did not expect to be coming back to pre-season training, having given him the list back in April to have one signing through the door. He made it abundantly clear how important it was for the season ahead that he had the players he wanted ready in place for pre-season training, and that has not happened as of now. Another day has passed. I mean, I must admit, I was texting the Drawty and Ross and everyone and Alex this morning saying at 9 o'clock, I'm actually quite surprised there's not an 8 a.m. announcement. I thought maybe they didn't do it over the weekend because they're just going to hit the week and start as they mean to go on. Another day, no other deal. So I want to get your opinions on that. Also, what's the latest with Morata? Well, Morata's apparently back in Spain with his dad and his agent talking a move over again. I mean, all I hear is Morata's going to sign in the next 48 hours, but it's been for the last 48 days. You know what, with Morata now, I'd rather there was nothing on Morata. I don't want to hear anything more about Morata from the press. Just shut up about Morata until he's holding a shirt up with United on it, because we've been told 48 hours too many times now. Same thing with Perisic. Perisic is apparently forcing a deal through. But what I would say is, look, the fact that the press are now saying Mourinho's furious with Woodward, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I still choose to think that there are 4 days left in this week, 5 days before we go on tour. I still believe we will make signings this week. What I don't want is people making up how many hours it's going to be until people sign. I do think we'll make signings. I also cannot believe that Chelsea could sign Sandro from Juventus, Lukaku for 100 million, Bakayoko, and a couple of others. I cannot believe that Mourinho is going to watch Chelsea strengthen and City strengthen and think that Matic, Perisic and Morata are enough. No, I fully expect us to make a couple of big signings. I don't know who they're going to be, but look at today. Michael Keane signs for Everton. Apparently he was coming back. The press were telling us a month ago, Michael Keane nailed on coming back to Manchester United. He's on holiday with Lingard. He's coming to United. Clearly he never was. So that is encouraging. I do think a lot of this is down to the press not having a clue, and I hope it is still true. But we'll wait and see. I want to take your calls. I want to get your opinions. Maybe you've got other things you want to talk about. Maybe you are angry with Woodward. Maybe you're not. Maybe you think it's early. I don't know. But get Skype in. We want your opinions. And what I want tonight is a bit of oomph. A bit of va-va-voom, as Thierry Henry would say. A little bit of Monica, no, I hate that song. You know what I mean? A little bit of passion. Come on and give us your real things. Don't sit on the fence tonight. Give us your thoughts. The call is Skype Goldbridge on Skype, obviously. I'm waiting for it to load up. It should be hitting me now. Should be taking calls. Let's hit the ground running. Let's say what we've got to say, and let's do it like we want to do it. I'm going to hit him straight away. First call is Steve. Can you hear me, Steve? Hello? Can I hear you coughing? Steve, you there?
Yeah, I am there. How are we doing, mate? You okay?
Very good, thanks. What do you want to talk about, Steve?
First of all, I'd like to talk about the Glazers. I don't think no one really mentions it enough. And over the past, I'd say 4 seasons back, I don't think we've signed enough players, which is weakening our squad. So I'd like to start with that, if that's in order.
Yeah, and go on then. What's your thoughts on it? Well, I mean, obviously, for those who caught us slightly later, Mourinho coming out and saying that, oh no, Mourinho's not officially said it, but there's a lot of reports in the press today that Mourinho is furious with Woodward because we haven't got the players in that he expected. Do you think that's true?
No, I genuinely don't think it's true. I genuinely think that the press don't have a clue. They put out stories every day, due to the fact that they get clicks every day for people like us, 100,000 subscribers to your channel and XYZ. I genuinely don't think they've got a clue. I do think there's some truth in the De Gea situation, even though no one wants him to leave. I think we're probably sorting a couple of deals out with Real before De Gea actually goes and leaves. A few things point to it. The fact that three games before the end of the season, De Gea wasn't featured at all, which I thought was very, very strange. And also 3 games before Real Madrid didn't finish their season, James Rodriguez wasn't featured either. So you can say it's coincidence, but I think there's definitely something in there. I'm praying that the press haven't got a clue, and genuinely, I don't think they have. I think all rumours are pointing to Nainggolan. I would absolutely love that signing. So if it does come true, that's fine. I'm not panicked yet, like everybody else. I'm genuinely not panicked because we want the signings to come through the door before the tour starts. But sometimes that's just not the way it works out. But I have every confidence in Ed Woodward and Mourinho. But I believe that we are. I'd say this week we're going to get someone through the door, and then another couple of others in the next month. I think there'll be quality signings. I think Morata will come as well, but it's just a case of when he will come. So like him. Nainggolan would be brilliant as well. So yeah, that's my opinion of it. But I just think we are playing catch up, and like you said earlier, our squad could do with a lot of quality pumped into it. And I think that in the past, if you go back 3 seasons prior, with Fergie, we didn't sign the players at all. We weren't spending the money like when Man City was signing Aguero and company and Silva. We didn't sign anybody, and I do think we are kind of paying the price now. So it brings me back to the Glazers yet again. I think the Glazers are very, very to blame for our current predicament.
I disagree with you about De Gea, which is still. Well, no, I wouldn't disagree with you because I've said I thought he would go all along, but. One thing I would throw back about that, he was pictured in the new kit, but then again, so was Rooney, who's apparently off to Everton. So maybe there's nothing in that. But what I would say is I think this summer could turn on a signing, and I think the one signing that could turn this summer into a massive positive. You mentioned it there. I mean, I'd love to sign Fabinho. I don't know whether it's going to happen or not. But the one signing that would turn it on its head for me would be Nainggolan. I would absolutely love to sign him because I think he's 29, whatever. But just the sort of player he just make us so tenacious. I know it's my favourite word in the midfield, but he really would. Yeah. He's exactly what United's about.
Yeah, definitely. I fully agree. He's got a good big personality. Everyone says he smokes and he's an XYZ, but he's an absolute animal on the pitch, and I think he just suit the Premier League down to the ground. I think Mourinho has had a plan. I think he's give Ed Woodward the list months and months ago. Not what it's reported in April. I think as early as February, he's probably set the wheels in place, who we want and XYZ. So yeah, I'm not worried yet, but like I said, I do think we are playing catch up, and it's a shame really because we are the best club in the world, and it's very, very disappointing for me. So yeah, but I'm not panicking yet at all. It's just really funny because all these things keep coming out, like the Mourinho thing today. There's no quotes. There's absolutely nothing. So until we get the press conference prior to us going abroad, we're going to America, aren't we? So until we get that press conference, it's going to be very, very hard to judge how we're all feeling. I think there's going to be a signing this week, but I'd just say it's going to be the one. But like I said, I pray to God it's someone awesome like Nainggolan. And we're looking at Morata. I think we could be looking at Lukaku as well because nothing's come out as regards that. So I'm quite comfortable at the minute. But yeah, like I said, panic stations in a couple of weeks if we haven't signed anyone. But at the minute, I am very, very happy. Not happy, so to speak, but I'm very, very calm.
Content. Yeah, and the first press conference for Mourinho, for those who want to know it, we fly out on Saturday or Sunday. I think it might be Sunday. First press conference is on a week today, so that will be interesting. If Mourinho's not happy, don't worry, he will let people know, certainly about transfers. And yeah, I think the great point you made there as well is the fact that if you look on social media or Twitter, or even if you just look at the live comments on the United Stand, you'll see a lot of people slating Woodward, and Mourinho should be furious with Woodward, etc. I mean, we've even put some tweets out. It only takes, I don't know who's reported it, probably Manchester Evening News. All they've got to do is have a look at social media and go, you know what, putting a story out like this is going to get us a lot of clicks. But fantastic first call, Steve, from the Midlands.
Is it that bad? Yeah, I'm from the Midlands. Yeah, so yeah, I'm from the Midlands. So yeah, I watch your show every day, and congratulations on Sebastian. Congrats.
Thanks very much, and thanks for calling in. Please do call in again.
No problem. Take care, Mark. Have a good night, mate.
You too. Thanks.
Take care. Bye bye.
Great first call, different angle on it. This is just paper talk. There will be signings. He's content and he's calm. I know some of you will have different opinions. That's what Skype Garbage is all about. Let's take another call. We may as well whiz into it. I'm going to take Let's try Jonathan.
Thanks very
Jonathan,
much.
can you hear me?
Please do call in again.
No problem. Take care, Mark. Have
You
a good
too,
night,
pal.
mate.
Hello.
You too.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Oh, we've got Steve on the end there. Jonathan's obviously listening back to that same call. Let's try Daryl. Daryl, can you hear me?
Let's take another call. We
Hello?
may as well into it. I'm going to say...
Just everybody, you need to have your audio set up because all I'm getting is myself back. Let's take another one. Gonna try Jay. Jay, can you hear me? No, he's hung up. Oh, second is never a good position to come. A few people not happy to take a call at second place, but people are trying to get in. Come on. Let's be having you. Let's try Andrew. Andrew, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, Mark. How you doing, buddy?
Great. We've got a
Hello.
call.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Hey, how you doing, Mark? Listen, I think going into this whole thing with Woodward, I mean, this is kind of the MO with him, isn't it? I mean, last couple of years, it's been kind of the same thing. Late signings at the end, and it's not the first time we've heard that somebody's upset with him.
Yeah, I mean, do you think there's anything in it? Do you think Mourinho is frustrated, or are you expecting us to do a bit of business this week and then we'll be all right?
No, I think Mourinho's experienced enough that these things happen, and if he wants the players that he wants, sometimes you have to wait for it. I'll be honest with you, the only thing that's really worrying me right now is the fact that, I saw something in the papers the other day that Ronaldo's going to come out and talk, and I'm just worried all that's going to start up again and kind of get people distracted, probably make things even worse.
Yeah, I mean, we had the previous caller there saying that he thinks Nainggolan might be the start, might be the signing. Obviously, we've been told another 72 hours and Morata will be a United player. Do you think it's all just paper talk now, or do you think we are actually in for some of these players?
No, I definitely think something's going to go down this week. I mean, we're getting close enough now to where the tour's starting where it's going to kind of put the pressure on everybody to sign players. So I think probably this week we'll see somebody. Hopefully it's Morata or maybe the surprise signing everyone's talking about. But I think something will get done this week. I'm trying to remain positive about it.
Yeah, that's good. And I take it you're phoning from America.
Yes, I'm calling up actually from Fort Lauderdale. So it's about 3:45 down here, and it's hot.
Well, you know what? I was reading it on Twitter yesterday. There's, all the games for the US tour pretty much kicking off at what we would call anti-social hours for us over in the UK. But I know a lot of people in America and in Asia, you're getting up at silly times to watch the games most of the season. So at least you're going to get United at decent times to watch, and they'll be over there, I think, next weekend.
Yes, I believe they're going to be out in the West Coast probably next weekend. That's going to be still a couple hours behind me. It'll be a late night, but you know me, I'm going to stay up. I've been up at 6:37 in the morning during the season. I'm not going to stop now, so we just got to support them. And
what players in particular are you looking forward to watching this US tour? I mean, Rooney might be there. Are you interested in Rooney?
Listen, I've seen Rooney play. I love the guy. I think we all do, but I think we all have to face facts as fans that he's not what he used to be. I'm kind of with you. I think that Pereira is going to be exciting. In fact, when he came down here and they played a few years ago, I went and saw him, and he had a goal. He looked really good. I just don't understand why we still haven't given him a shot yet. But hopefully this year will change things.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I hope things can turn around for United. I think it's a very, very important week ahead for us. But thanks for calling, Andrew. Really good call, and please do call in again.
Appreciate it, Mark. Thanks for having me on.
Cheers, pal. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Let's come back to the live comments for a minute. Nick says he wants to see Andres Pereira, and Terrafin, Marcus, ban him for that. Block him. I don't want to see him ever commenting again, thanks. And Sanchez bottled the Confederations Cup. Thoughts on Romelu Lukaku in a Manchester United shirt hanging out with Pogba, teasing fans with Instagram posts, says Halscog. Well, we had the previous caller there saying that that maybe we'll get Lukaku. I mean, do you believe the press at the moment? I mean, everyone suggests that Lukaku will go to Chelsea. I personally don't want Lukaku at United because I think he's a big game bottler and he's got a bad first touch. But if Mourinho thinks he's the right man, then I will back him. I will back him. I've got no problem with that. But I hope he doesn't sign Matic, but we'll have to see. Hello, Paul, can you hear me?
post, says Harold Scott. We had the previous caller there saying that that maybe
all I can hear is myself. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to hang that one up.
So
everyone's suggesting.
Let's try somebody else. 2 good calls so far. I want to get a few more on. Let's try this lad. He's got a funny name. I'm not going to read it out. Can you hear me?
Right back. Then
hello, Mark.
Hello. You're live on the United Stand.
I would just like to say, yes, I feel about the transfers and how it's gone wrong.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I would like to say, it does lie with Ed Woodward, the fact that he's had the list from April and he should be bringing in the players. However, I feel that thing that's not being picked up is Mourinho went on holiday and left Woodward to do the businesses on his own. I feel Mourinho, as the Manchester United manager, the biggest club in the world, should have stayed and helped Woodward bring in the players. So we're going to this US tour with our new squad and looking at the players and saying this is what lies ahead of us for the season. But now we'll have to bring people like Rooney who are gone out the door, people like Ashley Young. And I just feel that the blame lies with Mourinho too, 50-50.
It's an interesting one. I mean, what I would say in his defence is that Sir Alex Ferguson used to go off and have a holiday as well. But you could also say we never used to sign anyone any good with Sir Alex because he'd just say there was no what was his line? There's no value in the market.
Yeah, 100%, Mark. You know, it's a tough one to say where the blame lies, but I think we can all say something is going wrong, and I think this is, like you've said yourself, the most important week for Manchester United for the season ahead.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I mean, I must admit my current feeling is that we will get some business done this week. Maybe towards the end of the week, but I think we will get it done. I mean, what do you think about that? I feel Morata will sign this week. I don't like 72 hours, but I think he will sign this week. And I think there'll be one other player. And then if we go with 3, it's acceptable, I suppose, as long as we get a couple more in at some point.
Yeah, 100%, Mark. I would be content with 3 now, the way it's went. 3rd of July, we've only brought in 1. If we could bring in Morata and 1 more, I would be happy. But looking at it at the start of June, I would have liked to have all the signings wrapped up. But you know, if we get Morata done and possibly Fabinho or Perisic, well, you know, it's good enough for me at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a few people on tonight, and obviously some people might be joining a bit late. Lukaku, Rooney to Everton. Somebody was on about that this morning on Twitter. I forget who it was. I think it might have been Jim White, actually, from Sky Sports. That's interesting. Lukaku teasing fans. I think he's on holiday with Pogba. Obviously, he's at Everton. Rooney back to Everton. Can you see anything in that? Can you see one of them going to Everton and one coming to United? Or do you think it's just more nonsense being fed to us?
Well, we don't know what to believe now, Mark. I think, you know, the papers are ridiculous and what they feed out. And I'm not believing anything I see until it's confirmed by official Manchester United that it's confirmed. You know, I don't know what to believe at the minute, Mark, if you know what I mean.
No, I do. I'm pretty much been saying it for the last few days now. You know, United Stand is an independent fan channel, and some people say, why do you go live when there's no news? Well, we're a fan channel, and we're all frustrated, so we do focus on what fans are thinking. But I don't really have any idea what's going on, and I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, I think, you know, I think it's actually a good thing that nobody has an idea what's going on, because I feel something big is going to happen this season. I think we'll get our grafters, like the Moratas, like the Fabinos, but I would like to see a star signing, and I would like to just see somebody come in that hasn't been spoke of before.
Yeah, it would be great. I'm just want to check something here. No, it's not true. I had just had a little inkling that there might be something happening with Fabinho, but I'll retract what I was going to say. Maybe there will be, maybe there won't. But yeah, no, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens this week, and I think I do believe it is 6 days to sort it out. I don't think we can go whether it was United's plan or not. I don't think we can go on that US tour with just one signing.
Yeah, 100%, Mark, because the tour's all about building squad, building morale, getting the chemistry working, and seeing how people play. And I think that there's no point in going on tour if we bring in one signing. We need to have our signings in and build the squad for the next season. The players need to settle into the environment.
Yeah, and I think you said it at the start of the call as well. The reality is that by not having the players that we want, it means we take people on the tour who aren't going to be involved next season, which is exactly what Van Gaal did. I think it was Van Gaal's first season when we bought everybody really late. I think we bought Blind and Di Maria really late. And I think we've bought Falcao late as well. And, the tour, we beat teams like Barcelona on that tour and everyone thought, oh, yeah, we're going to be really good. And then we had a rubbish start to the season. We bought a load of players late and there was no continuity or momentum. And I think it is really, really important that we try and sort it out. But I still think we can. But we'll have to just wait and see. Where are you calling from, pal?
Calling from Belfast, Mark.
Cool. First time on the show?
I was on a few months ago, once before, just.
Brilliant. I like the name as well. Half-time Devils, he called himself, so I like that as well. Cheers, pal. Call in again, please.
I will do. Thanks very much. Keep up the great work, Mark.
Thanks, pal.
Bye-bye.
A little bit of comedy there with the name, but we like that. There's no beef. There's only Nando's. Regardless of what other people want to try and stir up. We ain't interested. Right, let's try Anthony. Anthony, can you hear me? Hello. Skype's playing up a bit tonight. No problems. We'll get somebody else on. Don't worry about it. Let's try... I'm trying Isaiah, but it won't let me answer it for some reason. That's a pain. Hello, can you hear me? Have I got anybody there? Hello?
Let's try.
I'll tell you what, I am answering a lot of calls tonight, but we're having a few problems with people. Let me try this lad. Daniel, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Mark. What's up, pal?
I'm all right. You?
I'm doing well. Thank you for taking my call again, buddy.
It's all right. What did you want to talk about tonight?
I want to talk a little bit about the impatience of all the United fans and the obsessing over players that we don't need.
Okay, so these players that we don't need, I'm interested in that. Who are you specifically talking about?
I keep hearing about guys like Thomas Lemar and just, an urgence to make a signing. Thomas Lemar, I mean, what is he doing that Martial's not doing? They both play in pretty much the same position. Everyone wants to bin Martial, get rid of Martial, but they want to bring in Thomas Lemar, who's nowhere near good enough. He is a substandard Martial who everyone wants to get rid of.
Yeah, you know what? All I've heard about this summer is that he's linked to Arsenal, and I would agree with you. I think it's just the Monaco factor. Monaco had a good season last year, but Lemar wouldn't be in my top 5 Monaco players, so I don't know. I hope we're not in for him. I've heard tentative things, but let him go to Arsenal as far as I'm concerned.
No, I totally agree with you on that. It's just that, I see things all the time in the news and stuff like that about, people getting impatient and, they really want things to go and they want transfers to happen. So they're just throwing names around because of the impatience. And, they're talking about players and James Rodriguez is one of the guys. And to me, people want to say about, oh, well, Bellotti, he's not going to be any good because he's a one-season wonder and, this guy might not be so good because he's only done it for a year like Mbappe. But James Rodriguez, aside of the World Cup year in 2014, what has he done?
I would personally take James Rodriguez to United, but I do feel, and I don't know what your thoughts are, I asked the previous caller as well, I don't know what to believe. I just think so much of it is press nonsense that... if we wanted Rodriguez, I think we would have done that deal very, very quickly. I'd be surprised if he signs, even though I don't mind us signing him. But I think they'll probably get Morata right. But other than that, I don't know who we're going to sign, really.
Right. No, of course. I would absolutely take Rodriguez. I'm not saying I wouldn't take him. But I just think it's so flippant from fans to say, well, Bellotti's only a one-season wonder. He can't do it in the Premier League. But Rodriguez is the same thing. He's a one-season wonder as well. Like I said, outside of the World Cup year 2014, he's done little to nothing. And it's just that they think that a signing like that, everyone is so desperate for a signing to bang. And to me, a guy like Rodriguez he's not getting me excited. I'm not saying I wouldn't have him, but like Pogba, he gets me excited. Like when we brought him in, I was excited. That's something that we need this summer to elevate, because you see teams around us are doing things that are similar, like Dembele's on the market, Mbappe's on the market, Aubameyang's on the market, and I don't even think we're trying to get players like that. And that to me is the most frustrating thing of all. Not that we're not bringing in players, because you could bring in players. It doesn't mean that they're going to be United quality. It's the fact that I think everyone's getting upset because we're not even talking to players that should be coming to our club.
Or so we think. I mean, you never know. We might have a total,
of course,
utter surprise, which would be nice. I mean, there's nothing I'd like more than a couple of surprise signings to come in that the press just didn't link us to. That would be absolutely sensational. Where do you stand on this potential issue that Mourinho's not very happy with Woodward? He gave him the list a long time ago. We're nearly back going off to America. We've got one signing in. Do you think there's anything in that, or do you think, again, it's just paper talk trying to stir up trouble around Manchester United?
Well, I think they're always going to try and stir up trouble because we're always the hot topic. We could be relegated, we'll be the hot topic. That's just the way United are. They sell papers, they're always going to sell papers. But I remember telling you a couple of weeks ago when I called that if come July 1st these signings weren't in, Mourinho would have to get off his beach towel and make the signings himself. And that might be what has to happen, because it doesn't seem like anything's working. And Mourinho is very petulant, as we all know. I mean, if you want milk, you go to the store and buy it. You don't ask somebody to get it for you, especially if you're having cereal. So if he needs to go and do these things himself, then he's got to do it. Because at the end of the day, if the manager doesn't bring in the players, or Woodward doesn't bring in the players, Woodward's not getting really the brunt of the blame for the bad results. It's going to be the players on the pitch that are getting the blame, which in turn becomes the manager's fault. And everyone's going to say, how come this guy didn't get the players in? How come Mourinho didn't get the players in? It's not going to be how come Woodward didn't get the players in, because Woodward will probably still be there long after Mourinho leaves. It's going to be how come Mourinho didn't get the players in. So he's going to have to put his childish act aside, come in, get these guys, because whatever Woodward's doing, it's not working. It's like he's shopping at Poundland.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a big week ahead. And just finally, what's your thought on this week? Do you think we will bring players in before we come over to America and take that tour on?
I mean, I hope so. But at this point, I'm just so jaded with the whole thing. I wake up every day. First thing I do is check up Twitter. Nothing. I'm hearing about, get excited about our new kit. Get excited about a goal Andy Cole scored 20 years ago. I want to get excited about now. I'm not trying to get excited about something that happened, when I was 15. I want to get excited now. So get it done. Bring in the players we need to move forward, because it's a very big year for us. I think this year's make or break for us. If we get into semifinals of the Champions League, I don't even think the quarterfinals are enough. I think you got to win the league this year, semifinals of the Champions League, and then you could start attracting real talent.
Good. Another good call. Thanks for calling in again, and really good points.
All right. Thanks again, Mark, for having me. I appreciate it, pal.
No worries. Speak to you again soon.
All right. Take care.
Interesting. A lot of people sort of siding towards... I thought a lot of people might be coming on tonight, to be honest with you, and ranting about Woodward. And a lot of people are just saying, I don't really believe there's an issue. Let's see what's going to happen. Mourinho has to take responsibility. That's the second call now where people have said, Mourinho's got to take responsibility. He can't leave it to Woodward. If Woodward's not doing it, he needs to take responsibility. We know, obviously, Mourinho was on holiday in June, and then he had the tragic loss of his father, which is going to impact on anybody. But as we understand, Mourinho will be back dealing with Manchester United in the next few days, and I think he may have to take control. And what about this scenario? I mean, I totally agree with the previous caller there that this season is make or break. We got away with it last year. We got in the Champions League. I don't think there's two aspects really. I don't think we can get away with just battling for fourth again. We can't. That's been every season for the last four. And also, let's not forget, when the press do write about United and Mourinho, they were very anti-Mourinho last season. So I would always take anything that tries to cause a divide at Manchester United with a huge pinch of salt. But another scenario just dropped in my head there. What if all these deals are sorted? What if they're all sorted and we're waiting for Mourinho to come back to Manchester with the new kit and the photo opportunities? You never know. We don't know. I have to stay confident that we will still do deals this season. Josh says it's fake news. It's just the media getting frustrated because there is no information being released about transfers. Calm before the storm, in my opinion. Good point. Coffee says you're doing a wonderful job. Keep it up. Well, like the video, everybody, because I'm not doing a wonderful job tonight. You lot are doing a wonderful job tonight. So like and support the callers. Kiro in exclamation marks says his father died, which I just covered. Do you think we'll sign Lukaku? Says Frank K. I think it will. Please. I don't think. I want to know what everyone thinks here. Would you be happy with Lukaku? I don't think Lukaku would be like Matic. I think when we ran a lot of people didn't want Matic last week. I think like 60 or 70% fans didn't want Matic. I think there's a proportion of Manchester United fans who don't want Lukaku, of which I am one. But if we sign him, I'm not going to be as negative as I would be about Matic. I mean, Lukaku scored a lot of goals in the Premier League last year. And it's the sort of signing I'd go, I'm not convinced. But if Mourinho's convinced, then I'm convinced. I think Lukaku does have talent. I just worry about his first touch and I worry about his big game capability. But if Mourinho feels that isn't, he can improve that, then I would back Mourinho. Because let's not forget, Manchester United number 9, whether it's Zlatan or Rooney in his prime, Van Persie especially, the ball sticks to them like glue. That's very important in a United number 9 because you've got so many flair players wanting to bomb on past you or get the ball. It's got to stick to you like glue. That's my problem with Lukaku, and I can't imagine that Mourinho wouldn't realise that. So that's why I never really. And plus, I don't think Mourinho would go back for a player that he got rid of. I don't. I know United did with Pogba. I don't think we'll get Lukaku, but if we do, I'll back it. I just personally wouldn't take him if I'm totally honest. Brendan says Lukaku would be okay, but we need a more all-round striker. As I said last night, I'd take Lukaku if we're getting Morata as well. And Pogba into Lukaku, the dream, says Jack Wallace, so he's positive. Morata is better, says Kemi Kill 10. That is controversial, but you know what? I would agree. Morata is better than Lukaku. And forget Morata, don't want to lose De Gea, says Blend Richichi. Interesting to see what's going to happen with old De Gea. I've always said that I thought he'd go this summer, but if De Gea was going to go, that deal needed to be done a lot sooner than now. It will really annoy me if he goes like while we're on the US tour near the start of the season. That never needed to happen. We needed to do that deal a hell of a lot sooner. Maddie, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, you're live on the United Stand. What did you want to say?
Do you think, would you have Ronaldo 32 right now, lasting 8 years, or Lukaku as our striker for the next 10 years?
Oh, easy question. Would I have Ronaldo now or Lukaku? I'd have Ronaldo. I'd have Ronaldo at 38 rather than Lukaku, if I'm honest with you. But what would you do?
I'd go for Ronaldo because I think the way he plays, he will realise that he can't do what he used to do a few years ago, and to adapt his game.
Yeah, I think I said it a couple of weeks ago with Ronaldo. I know he doesn't like to be called a number 9, but if we played him in that position at Manchester United, he'd score 50 goals, which in the Premier League is just unheard of. But he would score a lot of goals. We'd win the league. I don't think he's going to come. I don't think he's going to come at all. I don't know whether you do.
I have another question. Would you have Belotti or Harry Kane?
Belotti or Harry Kane? Now that is a good question. Everyone get commenting. Belotti or Harry Kane?
I'd personally go for Harry Kane because I checked Belotti's goals and most of them are just headers and like tap-ins, like you get me just like quick tap-ins inside to make a goal.
I know that the popular opinion probably would be Harry Kane. Premier League proven, young, good in the air, good off both feet, can hold the ball up. I don't think he's got a particularly great first touch either. I would go for Belotti because I like Belotti. I like the way he's quicker than Kane. He's more skillful than Kane. He's two-footed, as is Kane, to be fair. But I just like Belotti. But I think it's very close because even when I'm saying that, I'm thinking, well, Harry Kane's tall as well. He'd be good at holding the ball up, and he's taller than Belotti, and I think that is important. I'm very close for going to Harry Kane, but I think I would still go Belotti. And just to read some of the reactions, they're more balanced than I thought. We've got a few people saying Kane. Bobby doesn't want either of them, but then there's 5 in a row there from Blend Richichi, Miss Beautiful, Tell Me Harold, J Harrod, MD Khaled saying Belotti. Yeah, it was a very, very good question. Do you think we'll sign anybody this week?
Yeah.
Who do you think we're going to sign?
Morata.
Do you think we'll sign more than one, or do you think it would just be Morata?
I think it would be one. And maybe Matic.
I think it could happen. I really don't want him, but I think it could happen. And just a final question. I've not asked anybody this, so it's a fresh one. Do you think we'll win the title next year? As you know, I know we're going to sign players and everything like that, but do you think we will win the title next year?
Yes.
There you go.
Mourinho always wins it in his second season. But some people say that Man City have a chance because of the signings they're making. But I think that they're just a flop.
I think Man City should have won it last year and he didn't win it. So I don't care who he signs. I agree with you. I think Guardiola will be sacked next summer. To be honest,
they have quality players, but they just don't play properly. They did all right at the end of the season.
And they started the season well as well. Everyone said they were going to run away with it, but you're right. They just don't have that.
Well, first of all, quite a bit.
Mentality. Where are you calling from, pal?
London.
London. First time on the show?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in. Really good question. Really liked the Harry Kane or Belotti one. And please do call in again.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, pal. Thank you. Really good question, that. Really, really good question. Don't forget to drop a like and support everybody who's called in. Josh Hayes says that some paper, I think CDS, said that United are going to improve their bid from 10 days ago for Fabinho and that he's closer to United than PSG. We'll have to wait because I don't believe anything. We can't. Look, you know, the summer in the next week we could sign Morata, Fabinho, Perisic. We'd be happy. We could sign Lukaku, Matic, and Perisic. I'd be worried. We could sign Nainggolan, Ronaldo, Morata. We'd be ecstatic. You know, who knows what we're going to do. I think it will be very, very interesting, though. But I would agree with that last question that I asked. Will United win the league next year? I have to go with yes, because Mourinho does always win it in the first 2 years, which means he's got to win it next year. And don't bet against Mourinho is what I would say. Let's try this one. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, you're live on the United Stand. What did you want to say?
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for picking up my call.
No worries.
Okay. Hello, Mark.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, thank you for picking up my call. I've been calling for so long.
No problem. What did you want to ask?
Okay. I want to talk about the James Rodriguez deal and Ronaldo in a bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I think Mourinho wants to see how good Pereira would do on the US tour and maybe then reconsider about Rodriguez because he is not our prime target. But still, we can get him because he so much wants to come to United. So I think Mourinho wants to see how good Pereira is and he already has the players he wanted that position. So he may be looking at, when you already have a potential talent in your team, you don't really need to spend big on someone like James Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's a good point, just reading some of the comments who are sort of saying, are agreeing with that obviously Andres Pereira had a really good season for Getafe last year. They got relegated, but he was still one of the best players in La Liga. It does make sense that Mourinho would take him on the tour and just see how much he's improved in a year. Because remember, Mourinho used him in the pre-season game against Wigan, got to have a look at him, said he was a good player, put him on loan. He's come back a year later. Mourinho gets to see him for a few weeks. And then if he is ready, like you said, he uses him. If he's not ready, then maybe he does go and get Rodriguez. So that sort of makes sense. I would hope that's true. I think Pereira...
I mean, they both have the same agents.
Pardon? Yeah.
So I think Mourinho might know that. Mendes might have told Mourinho that James is in for Manchester United. But Mourinho doesn't want to spend big on him, even though he's already interested in coming to United.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see on that one. obviously everybody's been on about transfers this week. We're going to USA tour at the weekend. Do you think we'll sign anybody this week? If so, how many and who?
I'd go with Morata for one. I'm not sure about Fabinho or Matic. I want it to be Fabinho, but I think Matic is more probable.
Yeah, that worries me. I mean, that worries me because it's like we're waiting for Chelsea to sign players that they think are better than Matic, and then we're going to take their cast-offs, really. Does that worry you, or do you think Matic should be a good signing?
Matic, yeah, I absolutely are on the same page with you on Matic. Like, I think he's a better Fellaini, but not a United player by any standard.
And what about Lukaku or Morata, or both?
I would definitely go with Morata, and I wouldn't go for Lukaku, as someone already said a week back, like Ibrahimovic might come back on November, and Morata could do a lot of learning from him. So I think we are better off with one striker at the moment, and improve on key areas. Like, I would actually like to see 3 midfielders signing for United.
Have you got anybody in mind?
Of course, James Rodriguez. He's one of my favorite players. Not my favorite, but still one of my favorite. So I'd like to see James Rodriguez and probably Nainggolan and Fabinho, both of them.
Oh God, yeah. I tell you what, I nearly choked on my drink. I think if we signed Fabinho and Nainggolan, that would just be perfect.
We would definitely win the league.
I think we would, yeah. But I think if we just signed Nainggolan, we might win the league. I think he's that good. With Pogba and Herrera, we would have the best midfield in the Premier League. I really do rate him that highly. I'm just sort of keeping it calm at the moment because I think there is a chance, but it's probably not a big chance. But you know, you got to keep believing. You really got to keep believing with United. And as I said at the start of the video, I can't imagine that Mourinho put this list to Woodward back in April, and it had Matic on it. I just don't think it did. It must have had somebody better than that. And I just hope that we are going to get that person, whoever it is, whether it's Fabinho or Nainggolan or somebody else.
I think Woodward is kind of worried that he might not get anybody in, and I think that's why he just opted for Matic, who is probably his 3rd or 4th priority. So, I mean, we are closing in on the US tour, and Mourinho would be really, really mad if Woodward hasn't done any of his signings. So I think Woodward might have, played safe. Might have considered talking to Matic, like he's interested in coming to Manchester United. So he might have, taken a chance with him. I don't think he will be signed this week. I really do want to see Nainggolan or Fabinho, to be frank.
I do too. Where are you calling from, pal?
I'm calling from India.
Brilliant. Okay, I think you're our first overseas. Oh no, we had a couple from America, didn't we? But you're the first one from over that side. You're the first one to the right of the UK. We've been to the left. We've had a couple from America, but I think you're the first one tonight from the right. What time is it? Just out of interest, out of total nosiness, what time is it over there at the moment?
1:45.
1:45.
Almost 2 in the morning.
Well, I'm very glad I picked your call up, and then because that is dedication for you. Brilliant call.
I always stay late for your live show.
Brilliant. Thanks for the call. Please do call in again. And really good points.
Definitely. Yeah. Sure, Mark.
Have
a good day. Cheers.
Cheers. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. That's this is what I always say. These people, you got to go to games. You got to be from Manchester. I mean, it's just total nonsense. You've got people staying up till 2, 3 in the morning to watch a United fan channel. 2, 3 in the morning to watch Manchester United play, and people think because they go down the road and watch their local team that they're better than everybody else. If you're a United fan, you're part of the family, and we've got a fantastic global support. It just never fails to amaze me. Absolutely brilliant. Yes, really, really good call. Lots of good calls tonight. Remember to drop a like on the video. I've really enjoyed it. And a lot of people asking about the t-shirt. Of course, you can get the United Stand t-shirts now. Available in 5 colours. I'm not going to tell you what the colours are because you can go and have a look. The links are in the video description. They are only available to UK and America at the moment. We are trying to get them sorted out, but it is through Amazon. So, credible outlet, Amazon, they're doing the t-shirts for us. Links in the video description if you want to get one, but you're going to have to be America or UK, or find a way of getting it delivered there and then elsewhere. I don't know how that would work. But please do drop a like and support the people who phoned in. Monday and Thursday night we're doing the Skype shows now. Really enjoy them, really look forward to them. If you are new, subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner hologram. Get involved with this Manchester United community. As you've just seen there, worldwide Manchester United support, united by our love for the club and the passion to talk about our club. Doesn't matter where you're from, how old you are, who you're with. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Everybody's welcome, and that's what the United Stand's always been about. As long as you've got an opinion and you want to share it, get on it. Don't need to be abusive. Back each other. Keep the community together, and let's keep building what is a fantastic Manchester United fan community. That's what we want, and I think we've encompassed that brilliantly. We will be back later tonight if there's any signings. Sometimes around 11:30 things can happen, and we would go live. If not, 7 AM tomorrow with the Transfer Daily. If nothing happens in the day tomorrow, we're back live at 8:30 every night. I've got Rodney. Rodney does Tuesday nights. If you've not heard Rodney, tune in tomorrow night. Silk, the voice of Velvet, Galaxy Chocolate, absolutely smooth. And anything else, tunes, anything else that makes your throat feel better. Airwaves, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that's Rodney tomorrow night. Another Skype show at 8:30. We're live every night at 8:30 effectively, and we try to get you involved as much as possible. Obviously we do the Saturday night Q&A sort of thing as well, so loads going on, but I'm hopeful at some point this week we will make a signing. I'm hopeful, and you know what, I think I've probably been a bit moody myself about it for the last couple of weeks, but for some reason, as the time starts to really run out and we get closer and closer to what we see to be the sort of limit, which is when they go to the US tour, I feel more and more optimistic. I'm like, we cannot go on that US tour without signing at least 2 players. So I'm more and more optimistic. I think something will happen. But thanks everyone. Lots of people have liked the video so far, which is great. I ask you to do that just to support the people who phone in, because it can be a bit nervy, but no one ever really is nervous now. It's just good. Andrew Ellis is on about the new United top. What do I think about it? I've heard 90 quid. I can't believe it's 90 quid. Is it 90 quid? I remember the days. I was telling Ross about this today. I remember when they used to change the home kit every 2 years and the away kit every 2 years. So, and what happened is home kit one summer, new home kit. The next summer, new away kit. Then the summer after that, the home kit would change again. So it changes every year, but it's only one kit changing. Now, they change 3 kits a year. And it's immoral. That money we spend on shirts could be going towards better things, whether it's charity, putting food on the table, a nicer car, decorate your house and everything like that. It's just money, unnecessary money going into football so that more footballers can get more immoral wages. You've got me on. I'm on a rant now, but you know what I mean. Why do they need to take that much money off the fans? They bleed us dry enough as it is. More expense, more kids wanting the full kit every bloody year, and it's not right. That footballers don't need any more money. Football is just getting more and more money into it, and there has to be a limit. But fans won't stop doing it. We won't stop buying the merchandise. Very, very frustrating. But what can we do? Personally, I don't actually like the kits, really. I like the black one, but I don't like this one. Thanks everyone for watching. I've had a little rant at the end there, but I'm only doing it because I believe in it, and actually I believe that you as fans get ripped off by the clubs and football in general. But that's life. When Adidas got the contract, they knew they were going to be churning out kit after kit after kit. Thanks everyone. Back tomorrow morning at 7 AM, unless something happens tonight. I'm hoping we might be back live tonight. I'm hoping. If not, see you tomorrow morning at 7 AM. Really, really great show. Thanks everybody for watching. I know lots of people are. I know moods are up and down at the moment, but stay together. I've got a feeling this week's going to be good. My feeling is as good as the Sun, the Mirror, the Independent, the Telegraph, because I tell you what, I'm just plucking it out of thin air as well. I've got a feeling we're going to make 2 signings this week. It's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all later.